Hi everybody, welcome back. I am Lynn and I appreciate you taking the time to check in with me. It's Wednesday? Yeah, sorry, forgot my days already. Um, so I wanted to go ahead and get this filmed so that we can get it edited and uploaded first thing Thursday morning. But I'm thinking about doing something a little different. Um, I have been doing homesteading content and crochet content or crochet knitting, fiber craft stuff. Um, but I'm noticing that the homesteading thing is not really taking off. So let me know down in the comments if y'all would like to see more crochet type content or knitting or, that kind of craft stuff. Because ultimately I'm here not only to share my love of the things that I do on a day-to-day basis, but to, like, entertain too as well. Sounds so weird. But I just kind of want some feedback. I just noticed that, it might not be as popular. And I can still do some of that content every now and again, but I can kind of regulate it more toward fiber arts and crafty type content. Just let me know in the comments, okay? I am a fairly new channel, so I love to get your feedback, and I can't talk. Forgive me. I've already had my caffeine this morning, so I don't know what's going on. Now I have my little trusty bottle of water here. Um, but it's just like well, it's kind of late morning, early afternoonish, so my brain might be a little on the laggy side. So today I am bringing you a completed make. Well, mostly completed. I um I told y'all on a video not long ago about a cover up, a swimsuit cover up for my daughter-in-law that she wanted me to make, and it's called the Seabreeze Cover Up, and I'll link that pattern down below. But a couple things. One, she gave me carte blanche on colors, but I know her and I know her color preference, her color palette preferences. So I really didn't have carte blanche. It was more, I gave her, I had a ton of ideas, okay? But ultimately, I said I could do it since it's for the cruise in October. I said I could do like a beach kind of like an oceany blue ombre, or I could go into her comfort zone and do like a white to black ombre, which is basically, well, not a uh not an ombre, a gradient. Well, both, yeah. But so I threw these ideas at her, and of course, she chose the one I figured she would. She chose the white to black gradient ombre look, and I will show you that now. I did not. The reason I said it was completed, and then I said kind of, sort of, because I haven't woven my ends. I was waiting to see if I could get some more of the yarn in, and I'll tell you all that in a second. Um, but since she wanted, okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. Reel it back in. So she wanted the Seabreeze cover up, but she wanted the comfort of having sleeves on it. And the Seabreeze cover up, I'll insert a picture here. it does not have sleeves. So I was going to do sleeves in the same V pattern that the Cover Up has. I thought that would be beautiful. And it was. But, and you know, anytime, if you've ever done this, and I've done it a lot, whenever you are making a pattern or altering a pattern, it's a lot of trial and error. So, um, everything that I tried, most of what I tried wasn't working. So I just frog it and be done with it. And I figured I had time because I thought I was going to be waiting on some of the yarn and coming from Denmark, but I had to wait on them to get back in stock. Well, seems like they're never going to get back in stock. So it's a good thing that I ended up not needing that. I did have enough to do the arms in the final way that she wanted because, all right, let me show you. Okay. And yes, it still has my little stitch markers and um, it has ends not woven in yet. So I'm going to show you the main body of the cover up. See, isn't that bee beautiful? And it goes down to the gradient, and I'm hoping I'm getting all this in shot. So, like I said, I was doing the sleeves in that same V style, but I couldn't get it to match up with the size measurements that she wanted for the sleeves to attach to the main body. So I probably could have given, if I'd given myself more time, but I've been working on it for a minute and then sat it down while I was waiting on more yarn to become available. And after ripping it out quite a few different times, the sleeve part, um, I took what she had asked me if I could do. She said, "Can we do?" Because see, the pattern is two solid rows and then two mesh rows, right? Okay. And I say mesh, but it's basically just a double crochet and a chain one. You know, it's little blocks, little mesh. But anyway, I was trying to keep that pattern in with the sleeves to keep it all cohesive. And she said, "Well, what about just doing the open weave, the mesh part as sleeves?" So that's what I did. I did and then I had to reduce it down to be able to fit her arm to where it wouldn't be ballooned out the whole way. But if you'll see, I did and I did the ombre look. See, here's my ends that I haven't woven in. But I wanted to go ahead and get this showed to y'all because, sorry about that, because I wanted to finally get it marked off as completed. Now, I do, when I'm looking at it as a whole, I do like the mesh sleeves. I don't know, oops. I don't know if you can see them together. Hold on. I'm having technical difficulties. Um, I do like them, and they match well enough to say it's not as cohesive as I wanted it, but that's okay. I haven't tried it on her yet. I will probably see her. I know I will see her tonight, but we're going out to dinner for my husband's birthday. But I'm not bringing that. That's huge. I'm not bringing it. So we're going to the farmer's market in the morning. So I'll probably just take that and have her try it on then and see If I need to make any alterations, I hope not. And that's one reason why I haven't woven in any ends, because I've been crocheting and knitting a long time. I don't, on something, a new project like that, I don't weave in the ends until I'm 100% positive I'm done with it. Been there, done it. Frogging for crocheting or tinking for knitting, I've had to do it. I'm not going to try to do it after I've already woven ends in. Try to say that 5 times fast. But anyway, like I said, the Seabreeze Cover Up, I'll have that link in the description. And I used, oh, I put it here so I wouldn't forget it. Now, the white, I used Lily Sugar Baby. This is discontinued. I have a butt ton of this. And I said that in one of my other videos because I was making my cover-ups way back in the day. And this is a sport weight cotton, and it's soft, so it's perfect for a cover-up, a beach cover-up or a lake cover-up. Although, as a lake cover-up, I wouldn't I wouldn't use white. And we were joking about that, and I said, well, if you're only going to use it for beach type things, then we'll do white. I said, if we're going to use it when we go to the lake, we might need like a rust colored something where the clay is not, because our lakes around here is primarily clay. Yeah. So anyway, so I was able to use this white, and I used the Hobie. I don't have any more color packs of that. It was the Hobie 8/8 color pack, Friends Cotton. It was color pack 01, I think, that had, actually, I have it, but it's not got the grays and black in it anymore. It was actually this color pack, but the bottom was white to black. So, and I could have used this, but I really wanted the, I had plenty enough of the white Sugar Baby, so I wanted to use it versus using the Hobie white. But anyway, so I used that with that, and I thought, like I said, I thought I was going to have to wait until they got restocked on their grays and black. But since I wasn't doing the V-shaped on her sleeves, I didn't need that much yarn. So I was able to complete it with what I actually had on hand. Now, I think I might have about half of this amount left of all those colors. But, you know, it worked. It was just enough. So I got that finished, and I can't wait to try it on her because I would love to weave in those ends and say, I'm done, complete. I would love to do one for myself without the sleeves, but I don't want to be matchy, you know? So I have cover-ups that will be fine, or I might even try just a different cover-up for myself. I don't know. We'll see. I have till October. I'm excited because I haven't been on a trip since before COVID, as far as a cruise. The last one we took was supposed to be with my father-in-law and his girlfriend, um, in 2019, and it was just a little 3-day trip. It was just ended up being just my husband and I because my father-in-law's girlfriend fell and busted her nose, and they were worried that she might start bleeding on the brain or something while we were on the trip, and them not be able to get her medical attention enough, so they disembarked off the ship, and it was just him and I, which is great. That was the first time him and I had ever been on anything like that by ourselves, because normally we have our twin sons. And I'm excited this time because we do have our sons now. They're grown, and we'll have my daughter-in-law and my grandson with us, so I'm really excited. There's nothing better to me. You can get cruises for really good prices. Now, pre-COVID, they were a lot cheaper, a lot cheaper. But it still wasn't bad this time. It was something that, we definitely needed to do. And I love it because it's kind of like, if you don't want to disembark at the ports, which we've been to Bahamas 4 times, I think. My husband's been 5 times because he went on his senior trip. But anyway, I'm rambling. Sorry. So anyway, I didn't want to be matchy matchy. So I'll try to come up with something. Like I said, I have till October. Now, back to yarn. Back to the whole reason I have this channel. I told y'all a while back that I had made this blanket several times. Now, um, I did. Oh, before I move on to that, on that cover up, the pattern calls for a 3.5 millimeter, and I did that for the. Let me show you. I did that for the first 2 sections. Actually, no, I did it for the first 2 rounds. I did my chaining and then the first 2 rounds with a 3.5 millimeter because I wanted that tight structure for her neck. But then I moved up to a 4.5 millimeter because I wanted that drapiness, and you can see it's still on the Hobie's really drapey. I really like that, but the Sugar Babies yarn is a little thicker. I mean, not thicker. It's a little stiffer, but it still gives it structure to where it won't be sliding all over her shoulders and whatnot. But she was kind of in between the sizes that the pattern called for. So I figured by going up to the 4.5, I would give her the size she needed to have it fit comfortably, but it would also fit. No, excuse me. It would also drape a little easier. So I decided to go ahead and go up to the 4.5 millimeter, and I'm glad I did. Speaking of, my daughter-in-law's texted me. Sorry, my throat is really, really dry today. But anyway, um, I figured it would give her the drape that she would need and be able to, be able to move in it comfortably. So I started off with a 3.5, did the chain and then the first 2 rounds, and then I switched to the 4.5 millimeter. Now, so I told y'all a while back about this blanket. I'm going to put this right here real quick. I did, if you've never heard of, they call it interwoven crochet or interlocking fillet crochet. I did this first one, I want to say, I think she did it in like 2018. And it's the Craftsteacher. Now, Craftsteacher is one word. Craftsteacher. It's all one word. Her webpage, and I'll link that down below, is thecraftsteacher.com. She's Dutch, I believe. So she has English, she has English and Dutch versions of her patterns. But back then, she had a crochet along. It was actually called Hooked and Locked Crochet Along. So, how cow. Yeah, I thought it was cute. And she did, the I'll go ahead and put a picture of it here. Now, that example of the picture, it's kind of bunched up, so you really can't see all of the different sections. But I think it had like 9 sections of different patterns. And while they were beautiful, and I know it took a lot of work, it wasn't what I wanted. So I did the crochet along, but I did the first pattern and then a border. I did a border because it comes with a border, and I did the border as a separator, and then I repeated that so that it like with the cover up. I like a cohesive look. I'm not as into abstract as I thought I was back in my younger days, but I used the Red Heart Super Saver stripes, and this one is Fruity Stripes. I like it because it reminds me of a sunrise or sunset, more sunsetty with the purples in it. But I did that with black, and let me show you. Now, like I said, I've made this blanket a few times. The first time I made it in the retro stripes with white, and I'll show you that in a minute. And then I thought, why not? I have a light version, a nice spring, light, beautiful version. Why not go for a darker side, right? So I came up with the idea of the fruity stripes and the black. And let me see if I can hold this. Now, I'm not going to be able to hold this whole blanket up, so I'm only going to hold up, well, all right. Let me explain something about this blanket. I made the first one, and my husband claimed possession of it as a weight, like a weighted blanket type thing for his legs, because he has a lot of issues. Since he's become disabled, his disability is actually in his arms and whatnot, but since he's not as mobile or as active as he used to be in his younger years, his legs hurt him a lot. So he has a lot of issues with those, and he likes the weight of things while he's sleeping. So he took possession of the light colored one, right? So I thought, okay, well, I'll make this dark one and I'll keep it, right? No, I made, all right, so the light colored one I made like a throw size, like small, a me size throw. And so when I made the second one, the dark colored one, I made it, all right, so let's see. It's all folded up on my lap because it's big. It's very big. Let's see. All right. So I'm gonna say 2. That's about 2 feet. 4, 6. All right. So this thing's about 7, 6.5, 7 feet long, maybe. So it's quite big. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hold it up and show you. I'm gonna show you kind of this side here, because this will show you. This is the border, right? And then I did the border in between these sections. But this section here is what I duplicated. And basically I had to take her pattern and alter it a little bit. And I don't mind because it gave me a beautiful pattern. Let's see if I can. Uh-oh. Somebody might be here. My son's dog is barking. But isn't that pretty how that it just turns out like it's almost like a sunset with that black to highlight it. So like I said, I made this one thinking that it was going to be mine, and I was wrong. And that's okay. I love my husband. I don't mind making him things, and he really doesn't ask me to make him anything at all. So the fact that he loved my work enough to claim possession of this thing. Now, this is his recliner blanket. He likes to sit there. Did I mention how heavy this thing is? He likes to sit there and kick back in the recliner at night if we're watching a movie or something, and lay this over him and just keeps him nice and toasty. Now, if I can put this, I'm going to show you my other one. And this was my original one now. This is my light colored one. And I'm hoping you can see the pattern well enough. I got to make sure I show you. Okay. Oh, and the good thing about it is I didn't show you on my husband's blanket, but it's a cute enough pattern to where you could do it reversible. Now, this one I did red heart stripes in the retro stripes. And it's a 4-weight yarn, same as with the fruity stripes. They're both 4-weight yarns. And I used white as the contrasting color on this one. But same thing. You have your border, and then your section of the design, her original design, and this, this has been washed a few times, so it's got some little peels on it and whatnot. But this is the first one I did back in 2018, so it's quite old. But I was talking about it on another video, and I said I wanted to show y'all, so that's why I'm showing y'all today. And I'm thinking about go ahead and doing another one. And I really like the concept of this, but I think I might do like an ombre and a white. Oh, you know that scuba yarn that I showed y'all a while back? That Red Heart Super Saver ombre? I might have to do that in white. That would be pretty. So, um, like I said, I did the section, and instead of moving on to the different sections like she did, I just basically altered the pattern enough to where I could just make it a repeat. And I actually love the way this thing does. And oops. Now, the good news is she has tutorials up, on YouTube under the Craftsteacher. Like I said, Craftsteacher is one word, and that is with an S in between craft and teacher. Crafts teacher. This is so pretty. Now let me show you the back side so you can kind of see it has its own unique, pretty design, you know? So it's totally reversible if you wanted it to be. But anyway, well, the same. Oh, so she has these tutorials in Dutch and in English. So if you do need the Dutch version, it's there. And she shows you how to learn the technique in little starter squares before you go into the fun part of actually getting into her patterns. And stitch markers are your friend. Stitch markers are definitely your friend for this type of pattern. But I loved it. And obviously, if I made it several times and going to make it yet again. And I might do, I'm sitting here looking at my rack of yarn, and I see the ombre down there, but I also see some yellows. Ooh, I might, yellows and orange. Yellow was my mom's favorite color. I lost her back in 2011, so it's been 12 years. I might do one for her. I don't know, but I want to do that ombre one first because those colors are just teals and aquas, and that's my favorite color, the blues. But anyway, so like I was telling you, good news on this blanket, the How Cow. It was free back when I did it. Okay, and of course, you know, when oops, sorry about that. When she actually has a Facebook, um, I can link that down below too. And that's where I first found her back in 2018. And like I said, it was free when she was doing the crochet along. Now it is, I went and looked it back up so I could get y'all all the information, because I haven't been on her site in a couple years, because I have everything printed out. And I had to write out my own version so that I could repeat that one block. Go check her out. Um, she's on Ravelry, and I'll link that below. Um, it is $10 or €10 for the Ravelry pattern for this particular one, for all of them. And I think that converts to 11.30 something in US dollars. I think it's worth it, but I am coming at it from someone who watched her from the very beginning, as to her doing these cows, these crochet alongs, and how much, if you ever do one of these patterns, you will recognize how much work went into designing them. I only altered the design, and it made me respect it so much more. But as someone who self designs, I can appreciate the fact that she's charging now. Um, she also has a lot of different other kinds. She has mosaic crochet. Now, each of these patterns she has mosaic knit, mosaic crochet, the interlocking or the interwoven. Um, she has different options. So go check her out. I seriously doubt you would be disappointed, especially if you're wanting to learn something new. And that's kind of where I go. I do have my favorites. I have my standbys. Call out to the midwife blanket. We know I like that one. Um, but it also, I don't like to be stagnant, so I do like to try different stuff. Um, and like I said, I'll post all that information down in the description box. Um, and I added something to my description because a lady named Jess asked me if she could send me something, and I said that wasn't necessary. Um, she said that she had sent me an email, and I couldn't find it. I now have actively tried. I don't know who she sent the email to. I really don't. And I've tried to get a hold of her, but I can't. I can't. The message is gone. So um, she wanted to get my address. That's why she had emailed me, because she wanted me to send me something, and I'm not quite there yet. So when yeah, I've seen people get Happy Mail. It blows my mind that someone would actually want to send me anything. But I'm not asking for it. But I said, I don't have anything. I do have a Amazon wish list, which isn't private, but so I made that public. I had to take it off my wish list and put it on a separate wish list to make that public, because there's a lot on my wish list that I'm just not going to share with everybody. Um, uh, for different reasons. But I do have it now. I did post it down below. I don't have a post office box. I didn't think that wasn't even on my scope of realm of things that I needed to do. Um, I'm not quite there yet, but you know, if you do want it, my Amazon wish list is now public and down there. So, Jess, if you're watching this, I'm sorry. I tried to respond back to you. I cannot find your message, but thank you. That's a very sweet offer. Um, so I did put that down below. Now, before I get off here, I do want y'all's input. Like I said earlier, if you've held on to the end of this video, I appreciate it. I do want y'all's opinion on, you know, if you would like to see a little bit more crochet content or knitting, you know, fiber arts, that type thing. I'm going to share with y'all some weaving that I've done. I have an inkle loom, and I'll share that on another thing. And I also have a little knitting machine that I want to do a video on because I finally broke down and got one. But let me know in the comments below. And I'm going to try, our local area has what they call a Highway 23 yard sale. It's miles long. It goes from one town to another. And everybody sets up, you know, and does yard sales for 2 days. Well, that's coming up this weekend. And so I thought since that market fell through, it didn't fall through. I changed my mind on it. But I thought, why not try this? Now, I know most everybody that's coming to that is looking for flea market or yard sale prices, so my stuff may not sell, and that's okay. My father-in-law is doing it, and I love to hang out with him. So we've done it in the past. One year it wasn't as very successful, and then when we got rid of all of our horses, I held on to all my saddle and my tack and my saddle racks and all that for a couple years, and then finally I asked my husband. I was like, "Can you get rid of this? I don't see us being able to use it anymore." So he went to this particular thing here at the 1st of June and ended up selling it all. So I'm gonna try it. I'll let y'all know. Actually, if I get any feedback on this about maybe doing more content for the fiber arts, well, I'll let y'all know regardless Monday, on my video for Monday, or maybe next Thursday. I don't know, but I will let you know. I'm gonna give it a shot. If I don't sell anything, that's okay. At least but I'm taking some of my work with me, so you know I'll have something to do. But anyway, I hope y'all have had a wonderful day, and I'm gonna go ahead and get off here so that I can go get ready to take my husband out to dinner. Which I mean, yeah, that's going to be a long while in a minute, but I got some clothes to get washed and everything before I go, and I didn't want to get all that going while I was trying to record. It would be way too loud. I actually started the dishwasher earlier and had to postpone filming because I didn't want y'all to have to listen to that drone on in the background. But I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.